Welcome back to topic number 14. So in this video, let's finishing up the last two objectives. So objective number 2, calculate credit card monthly payment. So this one is actually calculate monthly payment. So last time I kind of mentioned an estimation of your credit card payment based on 1 to 3% of the principal add on to the interest. So here we have a formula that can actually calculate your monthly payment required to pay off your credit card debt. So let's look at this inside this green box. The number of fixed payment R, so R stands for number of fixed payments to pay off a credit card debt is calculated with this formula. So here are, we have things that you probably never seen before. This log, okay, log is called logarithm. So that logarithm is actually somewhere on your calculator. So on my graphing calculator, it's right here. Okay. So lowercase n stand for the number of payment made per year. So we pay credit card once a month, so n must be 12. All right. N is the number of payment made per year for a loan amount of A. So A is loan amount. Let me kind of highlight this a little bit. All right, this is the loan amount A with an interest rate R and the monthly payment of PMT. So PMT is stand for the monthly payment you want to put, okay, in order to pay off your credit card debt. Okay, remember this is basically making like a fixed payment. Okay, lower capital letter R stands for the number of fixed payments. So that means you're gonna make that same payment for the remainder duration of your credit card. So let's look at some example. I got two of them here. You have a credit card that has a balance of $5,000 right now at an APR of 18%. So let's say you plan to pay $127 a month in an effort to clear the debt quickly. How many months will it take you to pay off the balance? So it's looking for the number of fixed payments in order to pay off the 5,000. So we are not charging this credit card anymore. Okay, we are not charging any more on this credit card debt. So let's just use this formula. R, number of fixed payment, is equal to negative log times, okay, bracket 1 minus, all right, R is my interest rate, 0.18. So I'm going to purposely put this fraction in the parenthesis, divided by n, which is 12, right? N is number of payments made per year, which is always 12, and times capital letter A is 5,000. That is amount of loan, divided by my monthly payment that I'm planning on making, which is 127. Okay, close a bracket, whole thing, divided by a logarithm of 1 plus R 0.18 over 12. So we're talking about algebra before, where down here in the denominator, you don't see any, you actually don't see any plus or minus signs outside the parentheses. So all this bottom is only one term, okay? The reason why I mention that is because the way how we're gonna put it in the calculator. All right, so there are two different ways we can do this. We can type everything in at one time, or we can type it in the top first and then the bottom, then divide. So to prevent us do any rounding, I think it's easier to type in the whole thing in the calculator at one time. So I'm gonna start out with the top. The top is only one term, but I want this whole top to be, well, I don't have to put an extra parenthesis. I don't think it's really needed. So let's just start with a negative log. All right, when I press log, it opens a parenthesis for me, okay? You need this parenthesis because this parenthesis is just like the bracket here. 1 minus parenthesis 0.18 divided by 12. I'm gonna close the parenthesis and then open another one for my 5,000 divided by 127. Close the parenthesis for the 5,000 divided by 127 and close the brackets. All right, so the bracket, at the beginning, the bracket was the parenthesis open when I press the log. Divided by, I'm gonna press the word log again. It opens a parenthesis for me. So you're treating it as one term. 1 plus, okay, so if you look at inside the parenthesis, according to order operation, we will do division first, then add on to 1. So I don't need an extra parenthesis for the 0.18 divided by 12. Earlier, I put one up there because I had multiplication of 2 fractions. So here I can just simply say 1 plus 0.18 divided by 12 and close the parenthesis. So what the calculator will do for the bottom is divide first and then plus 1 and take a logarithm of the entire answer that's inside the parenthesis. And here we go. So if I round to the nearest month, so that will be about 60 months. It'll take me about 60 months to pay it off. All right, let's try again, okay? All right, you have a credit card. This time is $47.90, 15.49% APR. Let's plan on paying $20 a month. In order for it to pay off the debt quickly, how many months would it take? So my number of fixed payment R is gonna equal to negative log times 1 minus R is 0.1549 over N is 12 times capital letter A is the total amount of my debt, 47.90 divided by the payment I'm planning on making is 200. Whole thing divided by log of R, 0.1549. R over N is 12. All right, so let's punch it in and see what we got. Negative log, open the, all right, has a open parenthesis for me. So if it does not open for you, you want to open one here yourself. 1 minus 0.1549 divided by 12, close parenthesis, open another one, 47.90 divided by 200, close parenthesis, and close the brackets. So we close another parenthesis before we divide it by log 0.1549 divided by 12. Close the parenthesis for the log. So you, oh, what did I do wrong? Made a mistake here somewhere. Oh, I forgot to do the 1 plus. Sorry about that. Let me fix this real quick. Divided by 1 plus 0.1549 divided by 12. There you go, about 29 payments. All right, so objective number 1, we kind of learn how to approximate what the monthly interest is. And this objective is telling us how long it will take, how many fixed number of payment it will take for us to pay off our credit card debt. So let's take a look at our installment loans and its monthly payment. So here I got another formula here. All right, so this formula is calculating the amount of monthly payments on an installment loan, the amount of monthly payment, PMT, all right, is P is the principal. Capital letter P is the principal amount of money that we borrow. R is your interest rate in APR. Lowercase n is a number of payment per year. Okay, number of payment per year is going to be 12 because installment loan is paid 12 times in a year. And T is a number of years of the loan. Okay, so T got to be in years. All right, so let's take a look. What should my monthly payment be? So these are borrowed money, and you know, the finance company go through some sort of algorithm to figure out your monthly payments. Wendy wants to buy a new refrigerator that costs $21.50. She decides to finance the refrigerator for 24 months. So remember now, this 24 months, in this formula, okay, the time it got to be in years. So 24 months is going to be 2 years. All right, APR of 12.5% determine Wendy's monthly payment. So her monthly payments is equal to, all right, numerator, P is 2150 times R is 0.125 over, all right, number of payment per year is always 12. So all this is only one term. So we don't need an extra parenthesis inside this one term when we key it in here in a minute. Whole thing divided by, okay, brackets, 1 minus parenthesis, 1 plus R over N. All right, this is the trickiest part. Whole thing raised into the negative NT power. So that would be negative N is 12 times N times T. T is 2 years. So we actually want the calculator. If you want the calculator to compute this part for you, you need to put it in the parenthesis. Negative 12 times 2. You key in just like that. If you don't want to have extra parenthesis here, you got to say negative 24. Whole thing, all right, whole thing close up with brackets. So let's see how much is the payment. All right, I'm gonna show you, okay? Whole thing, the whole top is one term, so I'm gonna start with a parenthesis. 2150 times 0.125 divided by 12, close the parenthesis, then divided by, all right, open bracket would be open parenthesis, 1 minus, open another parenthesis, 1 plus 0.125 divided by 12, close the parenthesis. So exponents, okay, use my caret key. So here you got to decide, okay, do I want to say negative 12 times 2 or just say negative 24? Easier to say negative 24, of course, because you don't need an extra set of parentheses. All right, so once I'm finishing the negative 24 here, I just close my brackets. Okay, so my payments, $101.71. All right, so let me kind of show you, okay? I'm gonna go to the very end right here. After I press the caret key, if I want to type in negative 12 times 2, I just open another parenthesis, negative 12 times 2, and I will close the parenthesis for the exponents. Okay, without it, calculator will only raise into the negative 12 power, not negative 24. Okay, without the parenthesis, the calculator only raise into negative 12 power, not negative 24. So I close the parenthesis for the exponent, then I will close the brackets. Okay, I get the same answer, 101.71. All right, so these are payments. These are monthly payments. All right, so let's try another one. Wendy bought a new SUV for $27,000. She paid 20% down payment. Okay, so here we're gonna calculate down payment. So she bought a new, so the car is $27,000. She put a 20% down payment and financed the remaining balance for 48 months with an APR of 4%. Assume she made monthly payments. Find the total cost of Wendy's car. So let's take a look. All right. So what should be her total payments? Or excuse me, total cost. So she's gonna end up paying more than $27,000 probably. So total cost, total amount of money she's going to pay. Well, what does this got to do with her, with the monthly payment? Well, when you pay, like we said before, when you pay off something, okay, once we figure out your monthly payment, to pay off something, that means you made all the payments every month for the entire duration. So her total cost got to be the payments, her monthly payments, right? She paid this amount of money that we're going to figure out here in a little bit. She's going to make this payment for entire 48 months, which is 4 years, right? 48 months is 4 years. So that will be my T in the payment formula. But here for the total cost, since we're trying to figure out monthly payments, we need to know how many months you're going to pay this. So she's going to make this payment 48 times. So that's the total amount of money, okay, that she put in. But she also going to put 20% down. So we still got to go back and add the down payment that she's going to make. Okay. So in this formula, okay, in order to find the monthly payment first, in this formula, we need P, okay? We need R, we need N. I think our R is 4%. Our T is 4 years. So principal, how much money did she borrow? Well, she did not finance the entire $27,000 because she's going to put 20% down. So the down payment is going to be $27,000 times 0.2, which will tell me she is going to put $5,400 down. Okay, so this number will be up here when we find the total cost. So what's her principal? How much money did she finance? Well, the ACV was $27,000. She is going to put $5,400 down. So that means she will only finance for $21,600. Okay. So now we got P, we got our time when we got R. So now we can figure out her monthly payments. So to pay off something, okay, to pay off something, you take the monthly payment times the entire duration of your loan. Okay, so you're already putting all that money, okay, you paid the car off, but since this question is asking for the total cost of the car for Wendy, that means other than the payments that she made for 48 months, you still got to go back and add on to the down payment that she actually initially put it down. So let's figure out our monthly payment real quick. So P, the formula at the top is P times R over N. Her principal, she financed 21,600 times R is 4% over N is 12 months. Whole thing divided by bracket 1 minus parenthesis 1 plus 0.04 divided by 12. Whole thing raised into the negative N times T is 4. All right. Remember 48 months is 4 years. Close bracket. So here I'm gonna, instead of typing extra numbers in parentheses, I'm gonna just say this is negative 48 when I key it in. So let's see what her monthly payment is gonna be. $21,600 times 0.04 divided by 12, close parenthesis, divided by open parenthesis, which is open this bracket, 1 minus open parenthesis, 1 plus 0.04 divided by 12, close parenthesis. For the 0.04 divided by 12 and caret key, exponent raised into the negative 48 power and close the brackets. So let's go ahead and round this. $487.71. All right, this is what's her monthly payment gonna be. So the total cost will be her monthly payment, $487.71 times, she made this monthly payment, she made it 48 times, plus the down payment originally was $5,400. So this SUV actually cost her 1 times 48 plus 5,400, $28,810.08. All right. Very important. So I'm going to just kind of mention this as a highlight. So this part, the monthly payment times 48, that's our payoff. All right. Once she made all that payment, she pay off the car. But since this question is asking for the total amount of money she actually paid, then we have to add on the down payment at the end. Okay. So this part is very important that I highlighted earlier, because that payoff has principal plus the interest in them. Okay, we'll take a look at that here in a little bit. All right, Wendy bought a new car and financed $15,000 to make the purchase. Oh, this would be she. She financed the car for 60 months. APR 5.5%. Assume she made monthly payments. Find the total interest. Okay, so this time is asking for total interest. So what that mean is, okay, what I mean is, in order to get the interest out of it, we need to know how much money she paid for the car. So this problem is similar to the previous one, except with the down payment. There's no down payment here. So once we figured out what she paid total for the car, and inside that total, it has interest plus the principal. So we can subtract off what we financed, the principal. Okay, so how do I find out what her total payoff is? Well, we need the payments. We need to figure out the monthly payment first before we can figure out the payoff. All right, so remember in the formula, T is in years. So this is gonna be 60 months. 60 months is 5 years. All right, so her payment is gonna be parenthesis, her principal. She financed the entire $15,000 because there's no down payment here mentioned, times R 0.055 over n is 12. Payment goes 12 times in a year. Whole thing divided by bracket 1 minus parenthesis 1 plus 0.055 over 12. Whole thing raised into the negative n is 12 times t is 5. So this part here, we can say this is negative 60 when we key it in, okay? So let's see what her monthly payment is going to be. All right, open parenthesis, 15,000. 0.055 divided by 12, close parenthesis, divided by, open brackets, 1 minus, open parenthesis, oh, 1 minus, sorry. Open parenthesis, 1 plus 0.055 divided by 12, raising to negative 60 power, close the brackets. Okay, 286, 52 cents. Okay, that's her monthly payment. So in order to find the interest, we need to know her payoff. Okay, well, we need to know the total amount of money she paid. So I'm gonna, rather than say payoff, I'm gonna say total paid so far, which is the monthly payment times 60 months. So remember, the longer you finance for something, that means the more interest you paid. Okay, even though the payment is lower because it's spread out longer, the more you spread out your monthly payment, that means the more interest you actually pay. Okay, that's the way how the game is played. So if the finance company can trap you longer, because right now, you know, people do 72 months, okay, on the car loan. So the longer they can trap you inside that car loan, the more interest they're gonna get. And normally the way they get the interest is right up front. Okay, a lot of people doesn't know that. The majority of your payment is actually paid towards interest first. Okay, when you first start making your payment, majority of it actually goes straight to paying interest. Only a little bit go towards principal. So at some point in time, that will actually flip over. Okay, where you actually put where the monthly payment you pay is majority will go towards principal. A little bit go towards interest because you already paid majority of interest. All right, so if you take 286.52 times 60, I believe you get $17,191.20. So inside this, it has both principal, what we finance, plus the interest. So my interest will just be 17,191.20 minus what we financed, $15,000. So that will tell me that my interest that I pay is $21.91.20. Okay, so you can give this a try. You know how much money is your car, you know, when you first purchased. So take your monthly payment times by however long you're supposed to pay that, and then subtract off what you financed. That will tell you how much interest you will end up paying. All right, last question. We got two options here. Okay. Finally, it says find a total amount Wendy will spend on her car for each option. So we got two different options here. We need to figure out for both of them. So option A. Option A is 1.1% APR financing over 36 months. Okay. Option B is 66.1% over 36 months again, but with a $2,000 cashback. All right, so the cashback here is basically, they're not going to hand you the cash. What they do is actually take off, they treat it as like a down payment, okay? They just take off $2,000 from the car, from the total cost of from what they're selling for, which would be used as part of down payment. The price of the car is $37,074. And Wendy has saved $3,400 for down payment. So find the total amount. All right. So under option A, how much was she financed for? So, we got to have a P in the form, in the formula, you got to know three things. What you finance, interest rate, and number of payments a year, which is always 12. So let's find the amount financed. So the car was $37,074. And she already saved $3,400 for down payment, so we subtract $3,400. So she will end up financing for $33,674. So the monthly payment, P times R, interest rate is only 1.1%, that's 0.011 divided by 12, whole thing over bracket 1 minus parenthesis 1 plus 0.011 over 12, whole thing to the negative. N is 12 times T. What's my T? 36 months. 36 months is how many years? It's actually 3 years. Okay. So when you key it in here, okay, negative 12 times 3, go ahead and say negative 36. So once you punch it in, option A will tell you her monthly payment is $951.34. Okay, it's a lot of money, yes, because she only financed for 36 months. Okay, very short amount of time to pay off a $33,000 car. So the question at the end is really asking, okay, find the total amount of money Wendy will spend on the car. So what did she end up paying? Well, her total cost, or she ended up paying her monthly payments, $951.34 times 36 months, right? She will pay that much, plus she already put the down payment, $3,400 down. So that means she will end up paying $37,648.24. So that's the answer. Now, if you take this number, subtract out what she financed, that will actually tell you the total interest she paid on the car. All right, but we're not asking for that. We're just asking for the total amount of money. All right, let's do option B. Option B is 6.1% over 36 months, but there's a $2,000 cashback. So what does that mean? Well, the cashback is going to be treated as like a down payment. So she will end up financing. The car was $37,074 minus the down payment she already saved and minus the cashback, $2,000. So she will only finance for $30,674. Okay, so she financed a little bit less amount of money as compared to option A, but option B has a higher percentage, has a higher APR. So let's see. If we calculate the monthly payments here, and times, excuse me, P times R, 0.061, right? B is 6.1% divided by 12. Whole thing over, bracket, 1 minus, parenthesis, 1 plus R over N, whole thing to the negative N times T, which is 3 brackets. So again, once you punch it in, you're gonna find that this monthly payment will be $934.55. Okay, which is not that much. It's about, almost 20 bucks difference. So how much did she, so what's her total amount paid or her total cost? That would be $934.55 times 36 plus the down payment she already paid. So option B will actually be $37,043.80. Okay. So option B, she financed for 30. Okay. She ended up paying $7,000 total. Option A, she financed for 33,000. She ended up paying 37,000 again, so she paid $4,000. It's kind of strange. If you really think about it, it's kind of strange. Why extra $2,000 used as a down payment from the finance company, from the car dealership, where she will end up paying more in interest? Well, it has a lot to do with the 6.1%. This is 6.1% APR versus the 1.1. Okay, so the difference is actually right there. So just, if you ever encounter a situation like this where you have different options, you really need to think about, okay, which option is actually, do a little bit of math, figure out which option is actually going to save you more money in the long run. All right, so that will conclude our lecture video, topic number 14, borrowing money. Thank you for watching.